Generic greetings and welcome to Construction Plus Endless Legend Episode 1. That's right, we're going to do a full playthrough of the game because I thought it was about time, basically. I've featured the game a couple of times before, once as a preview video about 6 months ago when it was still in early access, and more recently I enjoyed a quick beverage with it, but I thought it was about time we did a full series, so we will be constructing an empire, and if that analogy does not work for you, then please substitute the word constructs for plays. You understand, it's just a full series up until we meet one of the victory conditions, whether that be economic, diplomatic, or kill everybody military victory, or loss. I mean, we might lose, I make no promises as to a win on this one, we might even die along the way, but as long as the journey is interesting, it doesn't really matter what the destination is. So, this video in particular is going to serve more as a tutorial than anything else, and hopefully get you either up to speed if you're not aware of it, or sort of reinforce some of the fundamentals and basics of the game. So, it's going to be very tutorialized, I guess you could call it, because there's no point in me playing it if you don't know what's going on. So, I'll be explaining everything in as much detail as I can possibly manage, but I'm no expert at the game either, so I'll be doing my best, and that's all I can really promise. So, let's just jump straight into new game. I'm going to have it on a, I think, probably a 4 empire setting on probably a normal size map, maybe? No, we'll do a small map. I don't want to do a small map. I'm not too sure. What I want to do is have a quite short series, maybe 10 or 12 episodes, but I don't actually know how long they'll go on for, but quite a short series to sort of explain the basics, show you how things work, and then what we'll do, we'll ramp it up a notch and we'll do 8 empires on the biggest map possible, and then we'll do a proper full-on series. So that's the plan. So let's keep it sort of short and sweet. We'll do it small, world size. Empires as 4. We'll have 3 random AIs and 1 empire that I will select. Game speed is normal, difficulty normal. I can handle a little bit harder than that. I think I've taken a serious match before, and we will knock it up for the next series. But for this one, just for the sort of the tutorial-y one, we will stick as normal. I think we're going to go world shape as... we could do Pangaea, which is one very large landmass, but I think that's going to be a bit ropey. I think probably few continents. We'll see. So there'll be a couple of people on... there'll be a couple of islands and... or a couple of continents, rather. And then we will have to meet a couple of... well, probably be one person on the same island that we're at. That's the plan. Temperature is temperate, so it's standard. Topography is average, and world difficulty will be normal. So, we'll go to select empire, and I'm not going to make my own empire again. I'm going to stick with one of the 8 that are in the game. I'm going to quickly run down them, and I do mean quickly run through them, just so you have a basic understanding of what each one does. So, very quickly. Wild Walkers, they're basically the elf faction. They are wood elves, essentially. They have bonuses to building in forests, and they can see enemies approaching. They have, obviously, this is very, very brief summary. You understand there's a lot more traits and such, but brief summary. Broken Lords, really interesting. They actually remind me of Warhammer 40,000 Thousand Suns, Zinch, which are basically, these guys are suits of armor, as you can see, but inside them there's no body. It's just dust and souls floating around in one big mix, and as such, they do not use food. They don't use food. They can't even see food. It just doesn't even come to them. They go, don't get it. Why do you want to use that resource? It's a nothing for them. They don't see it. They don't use it. They don't care about it. So they're all about dust and such. Volters are a bit like sort of Norse-y, I guess you could call them. Remind me again of some sort of Norse. I don't know. You look at that and it's very Viking-ish, isn't it? That's called Marine as well. Sort of, again, Warhammer 40,000 sort of Space Marine, Space Wolves, I guess you could call it. I don't know. I'm just drawing from my own background of wargaming and such. But yes, I think that's what it reminds me of. Anyway, they are quite interesting because the history is that they were in a ship and that ship crashed, and they've lost their history. They don't know how they got here and whatnot, and they're trying to uncover their past and such. So they look very sort of sci-fi-ish in some ways, and that's because they are. They also have a big walking titan, which is interesting. Necrophages are bug people. They have this disease as well, and they're very, very warlike, and they also have this recycling ability, which basically when they kill people, they get bodies, and then they can use that bodies to feed their people. Yeah, it's a bit ugh, isn't it? It's a bit ropey, that one, but yeah, they're the warlike faction. Ardent Mage is probably one of my favorite because I like magic and mages and such. They cast spells. That's pretty much what they do. Roving clans are the, I was going to say a trading faction, but as you can see from that I was going to say something rude there, but from that grin there, they do more than just trade. They can have neutral banners on their armies and roam them around and attack you even while not declaring war. They can't actually declare war. They can also lift their cities up and make them wander about, which is interesting. Draken are dragons. Look at that. Interesting. They are actually the diplomatic faction of the game. They can force peace on people, but if that doesn't go to plan, they're probably just going to fling an ancient dragon at you anyway. So yeah, watch out for them guys. And cultists, which are statues by the look of it. They're actually the last faction to be introduced in the game before it came out of early access, and they are quite different from the others. Obviously, they're all very different, but these ones are especially different because they can only have one city. Other people can have one region, one city in each region, but these guys can only have one city in the first region that they actually plonk down, and that's it. Even if they try to capture new cities, it just gets destroyed. So they only have one city, and as such it's massive, but they can mess around with the minor factions a lot as well. Don't worry if you're not getting all of this. Like I said, I'll be explaining more things when we're actually in the game. So I need to select one of these factions now. I'm getting drawn towards the Ardent Mages because Ardent Mages. They are probably the most neutral of all of the factions in the sense that they can declare war, they can have peace. They're not really limited by anything, but they can also cast spells on top of everything else. So that's what theirs are. There's also the Vaulters with their Holy Resource, which is interesting. They can get a booster and such, but I haven't really played them. I think we're going to go with Ardent Mages because it's my sort of favourite, I guess. Anyway, there we go. We're going to keep it on random for the other stuff, and there we go. We'll click start. I've already taken the liberty of putting the large UI option on, so the UI will be quite large. One of the things about Amplitude in particular, obviously when you look at Endless Space and such, is that the UI is super slick, and obviously there's no change here. It is fantastically slick and useful in this. I wouldn't say useful, I mean like it's not clunky at all. It tells you everything you need to know, really. But yeah, it's actually quite small when you run it on a large screen. Obviously, I'm running it 1920 by 1080 or whatever resolution, 1080p basically. And I have turned on the large UI option, so it's easier for you to see because there's a lot of text in it. So we're going to get a little video here about what the Ardent Mages do and who they are. So here we go. I'll have a sip of beverage.
They writhe in supposed discomfort, admiring penances that the faithful would not even notice. Their sloth will be their undoing. Without the pain, they cannot touch the power. Use your eyes, or I will remove them in atonement. See that Auriga herself rise in anguish, as we all should. Join me in contrition and mortification, such as Auriga has never seen. Together, we will embrace the agony and make it our servant.
Yeah, they're masochists, basically. They cast spells, but they do it by inflicting pain on themselves, which is not something that really... something I like the idea of, but anyway, that's just how it goes. So, quick rundown of the UI. I'm not going to just blatter it all at you in one go, so I'll explain things as we go to it. But basically, top left, we've got all the buttons for opening the different screens and such. So the Empire screen to show a massive list of everything that's happening with the Empire, approval. We've got buttons to show the cities that we've got. All the buttons are up there, basically. On the bottom left, we will have all of the options, or when I mouse over things, it will tell you the statistics of what I'm looking at. If I click on anything, again, it'll also be there as well. So this is our army. Currently, we've got a settler and two of these Telsum warlocks, and we can move them around and things. Obviously, buttons to control them. Heroes on there. On the right-hand side, we've got the end turn button. We can also see the score of everybody, and as you can see, I am not winning. I'm on 21 points, same as everybody else. And that's basically it for now. You don't really need to know any more than that. So, what I need to do is plonk my first city down. So, obviously, this is the region I'm starting in. There's my little force. We can zoom right out, and you can see how big it is. And it looks like I'm in dead center of the map. By the look of it, there's the top of the map. There, the bottom is there. It just stops basically, but it does scroll all the way to the left. And as you can see, that's not like another one. It is the same one. It just sort of tiles. So looks like that is water, and I'm hoping that it's actually the sea. I'm guessing the water comes down like that. There's the region. There's another region there. You can see the borders of the region flashing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on my army, and then I'm going to get one of the warlocks, and I'm going to right-click somewhere else. So that separates them out, okay? Because I want to try and scout out around the area. Okay, there's one there. And then I got another warlock, and I'm going to send him there, okay? Now, obviously, each of these tiles, you can see it is hex-based and such, and each tile has numerous statistics when you mouse over it, but the one we're really interested in at the moment is the movement. So you can see there's movement cost. The wetlands and the forests and such cost more movement to go walk through than just the prairies and the plains and such, as you might expect. So anyway, let's go a little bit No, go there. Oh, and we've encountered a minor faction. Now, minor factions, I believe there's about 15 of them in. Could be wrong, there might be more or less, but the minor factions are always on the map. They are a constant annoyance, I guess you could call them, but also they can be handy as well. But basically, there they are. There's some Silics. They're actually, I believe, like they're called Harmonites, and they remind me of the Harmony from Endless Space Disharmony. Maybe there is a connection there. I assume there is, because it is in the same sort of world. Anyway, there's their little village. If you pacify the village and it's friendly, then you will get workers, and you kind of assimilate them to your empire and actually, you know, not control them, but you can assimilate them to your empire and actually build them as well. So quite interesting. Right, let's have a quick look. We can see there's different things around here. There's a mutant marsh, and that gives us some science. You see, it gives +2 food, which is the crop symbol, a little bit of corn, +1 little cogs, which is industry, and we've got +4 that little blue thing, which is what, like an atom or something. That's science, basically. And then we've got 2 dust. Okay, and you can see the total output, which is on the bottom there as well. So that's quite good. That's not bad. But what I'm looking at is this tree here. That's a massive tree, and it gives you +4 food from tree and +2 from the wetlands. So that'll be +6 in total, as you can see, total output, and some industry as well. So that's quite a good place to probably settle near, because then we get a lot of food. Now, it runs on a FIDSy system, so food, industry, dust, science, influence. Food is something you use to increase your population. Industries when you build things. Food, industry, dust is for, it's basically the catch-all buy things. It's like what you use for economy and buying out buildings and units and things like that. It's a fairly weird and magical resource in the lore, but yeah, that's what it's used for in the game. Science is used for research, and influence is used for talking to people and such, and also doing a big influence screen management. Anyway, let's have a quick look around. We've still got a bit of movement. Now, we don't have to settle straight away, but I'm pretty sure we're going to settle near that tree. I've pretty much made my mind up. Now, these things here, these are unspoiled rooms. You can search them, so I'm going to click on this warlock, and then right-click on the runes, and once it's going to do, it gives an option, and we will search it. And then we'll have a quick look through, and we found nothing. So there's nothing in that area. Ah, shame. Right, I think we're going to settle. I think I've made my mind up. I'm going to settle near that tree. I think it's a good area. If I click on the settle button, colonization, we get this overview, and you can see all of the, well, what the tiles actually produce. So sitting it down there would be a very bad idea. You don't want to settle right on it, because when you do that, whatever it produces, wherever you put your city centre, you get minus. So if it produces 6, you're going to get -6 straight off, because whatever, like I said, whatever it produces, the city gobbles up. You want to put it next to it, like that, because then you get the total bonuses. And I think there is probably the ideal place. Now, obviously, I have to think that I'm going to expand as well, so I need to make sure that I'm putting it in the right place. There would be quite nice, because then it means that that's on a fairly large hill and such. But no, I think we're going to shove it there, because this block here doesn't actually produce anything. This red rock doesn't produce any food, so we're going to get maximum food there. The only thing we're going to be a bit short on is dust, but I think we can handle that. Oh, what's that over there? That is some wizard stones. I really like the look of them. Look at that, 6 science as well. So we could get closer to that and hopefully expand. We could do that. If I put it there and then expand to that side, I'd get that straight away, but I really want the immediate boost of extra food, so I'm going to plonk it there. And I'm sure many people would say, there's the first mistake he's made, or maybe there's the 3rd mistake he's made. When I did Endless Space, I was making mistakes all the time. As I said, I'm not an expert at the game, I just enjoy it, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Ah, there's some chromatic lands as well. Ah, lovely. Anyway, so here's our city down now, and as you can see, you get the tile that you've placed on, and then everything around it. There you go, that's the city. And on the top, we have all of the options. So we have minor faction sort of readout, so the Silics, which is them there. It shows you that we haven't really pacified them or anything, so they're not going to give us extra population. Shows you trade routes, obviously none, because we haven't even encountered anyone yet. We've got the approval of the city, which is currently content, 60% approval, and we've got our population as well, which is currently 1 + 0. The plus will be if we actually get the Silics into our little group, basically. And we've got how much dust we're going to get, which is -10, because that's how much it takes. You can also browse all of the upgrades that are on there. So currently we've got the palace and city hall. That's just standard. There you go. We'll close that. And now we've got the the FIDSy that I was on about: food, industry, science, dust, influence. Where that would be food, industry, science, FISDI. It'd be FISDI. basically. They should switch that around, I think, because it's a bit annoying. Anyway, there's a lot of options on here. Not options, but there's a lot of information to take in. Shows you how much is produced per person. We've got our population there. We can move them around like that to increase or decrease certain resources and such. So if we want more industry, we put more people into that. I'm currently going to keep them into the food bit because obviously we want to get more food. More food, the faster we will the population will grow. As you can see, it takes 2 turns there. If I move them out, one moment, move them out, there you go, 3 turns. So we want to keep them in. It shows you city tiles, what we're producing, all of that sort of thing. We've got a good amount of food where we are there, so that's good. And our options for building things are on the bottom left there. So I'm going to build immediately Founders Memorial. There you go, alright? So that's basically, you can only build it once, and it gives you +2 everything apart from industry. It gives you +1 of that. Right. I think that's about it. Don't really need to explain any more than that. I think we will click on our hero here. There's our hero on the left. Let's just click on them and we will get a lot of options. Now you can equip them with different armors and such. I won't show that at the moment. That's a later date. But the one thing we want to look at the moment is this skill tree. So I can assign these to cities if I want, and also armies. So I have a choice. I can either keep them just sort of roaming about and fighting, or I can put them with my city. And putting them with the city might be a good idea, but I think I'm more interested really in, I don't know, I think I might put it with the city, because then we'll get more science if we do that. Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to unassign the hero, because currently it's just sitting about. Then we'll click on the city, we're going to assign hero, and we're going to assign that hero there, and then we'll do that there. Okay, there we go. And then obviously, once they level up, they will get some more skills, which increases the city's output and such. You can actually automate the city's management, but it's interesting. It's an interesting option. I like it because I don't really like managing a lot of cities, which is why one of the reasons I like the cultists so much, because you only get 1 city. But it can make questionable choices, shall we say, because I was playing just the other day and I put it on auto management, and a city here started building fish farms, which has to be near water. And as you can see, we're nowhere near water. Anyway, that is turn 1. Sorry it took so long to do, but I'd rather explain it properly, or at least as best I can. Oh, one thing I forgot, we need to sort our research. As you can see, no research at the moment. We've also got 50 plus 1, or 50 dust, getting +1 per turn. We've got no, what's that again? Influence. We get no influence, but we're getting +1 per turn from that tile there. There we go. Right. Let's have a quick look at our research. We've got 5 eras in total. Era 1, Era 2, Era 3, Era 4, Era 5, and Era 6. Hang on, did I say 6 eras? Yeah. Anyway, there's 6 eras in total, and obviously you start on Era 1, and you level up and go through the different eras. As you progress, you will find more things on the map. Now, I currently start, well, I start with 2 technologies. These 2 here, Arcana of Matter and Arcana of Agility, which allows me to cast the spells. What I need to research now is probably either the Mill Foundry, which is quite good because it gives me industry, which is good for building, or the Language Square, which is very good because it gives you the option to parlay. Now, normally, I am going to research that. Normally, if I went up to this the Silix village and had a little chat, they would go, no, we don't know how to chat to them, and I have an option to just fight them. And I don't want to do that. I want to be as friendly as possible to my neighbours. So I'm going to research that first. Anyway, end the turn, because that is turn 1. Wow, it took about 45 minutes to get to this point, but you know, as I said, try and explain it as best as possible. So, new quest added. You have a faction quest for every single faction, so it's going to give us that. I'm not going to read all that because, quite frankly, I probably couldn't manage it. Basically, I need to parlay with at least 2 villages to gather more information about your brother's death. That is the quest. Oh, wouldn't you have thought that I've already planned about that, because I've started researching the ability to parlay. Anyway, let's move these guys down here, and as I said, I'm just going to start explorating, and I want to search that thing as well. There we go. I have found 30 dust. Wow, not bad at all. It's not, well, we can't move. If it's in yellow like that, or yellowy orange, whatever, it means it's going to do it next turn. It'll tell you how many turns it takes to get there. Okay. Let's click on these guys, and we'll go up to the borders here, because I want to see stuff around. Now, that's the Delvers. They're basically dwarves, and they are in a village there. On the other region, though, that's one region there, and that's another region there. You can see the borders, and that's another region there. So they shouldn't wander in here to try and kick my face off, but they might. Anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to start explorating around. Now, I do have the ability to cast spells over on this side. As you can see, Pillar of Knowledge and the Pillar of Speed. Now, the Pillar of Knowledge, when I cast it, you can see it can be cast there, and it shoves a pillar down. That gives me two science on city tile. So if I put it there, I'd get it from there, because that's a city tile there. Is that a city tile? That is a city tile there. So 1, it would get it 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so we'd get 8 science per turn extra. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. But I'm not going to cast it because I want my dust. Anyway, end turn. Spacebar is the nice big button of ending turnness. Right, I've got a little option here, a little pop-up. Population has grown to 2. Good. Right, let's keep moving on. Up to here. I'm trying to find my borders and where my border is. Actually, I should really explore over there as well. I'll come back to that. I think it'll probably end there. I don't think it'll go any further. Let's get these guys further up so we can see. Obviously, there are height differences. There's another village. It's the Silix again. A lot of Silix around here, so that's okay. Let's just keep exploring. I want to just uncover my region first. And there we go. Just keep pressing the spacebar and ending the turn. Now, as you can see, that says 3 more turns for the Founders Memorial to finish. However, I can buy it out if I want to for 53 dust, and that basically means it gets done immediately, but I don't think I want to do that. I've got 2 people now, I've got 2 population in food again, so they're just tilling the fields and all that, and they will eventually breed and we'll get more people. Right, let's just keep moving about. There's some more runes, but I'll have a little search, why not? I'm gonna end the turn. Oh, this is a nice place, look at that. We've got some moss pearls and some geothermal pits, which is... oh, they're good. That one gives me... oh, that one gives me science, and that one gives me science. I think I know where I'm going to plonk my second city. Right, research complete. Language square. Excellent. Excellent. Let us get some more research, and it's going to be Mill Foundry, which will increase our industry, which means we can build more. Right, let's keep moving along. Let's keep explorating here. Looks like we're going to have to move it around to get around there. Oh, actually, I think I haven't been moving these guys. Oops. Mistake number 27. Right, we found the bottom of this, which is good. I will then move these guys to the right. And keep exploring here. These guys are moving about. Oh, we might as well have a little look-see in that thing while we're here. Oh, look at them. Curved stones. Spiral rock peels. The sort of earth is spiraling up. They're pretty good because, as you can see, it gives you plus 10 approval from the rock peels. It means if I put them there, there'll be plus 20 approval from the start, which is fantastic. Oh, I've just found some wine in there. I don't really know what vintage that is if I've just found it in an unspoiled ruin. So, anyway, let's click on my city, and as you can see, we have now built the Founders Memorial. Fantastic. So, what else can we build? Well, we can build some warlocks, more settlers. When you build a settler, though, it does minus your population, so probably not a good thing to do. Let's build a borough. Boroughs you can shove on the outside of your area. Now, I don't want to shove it there because, again, it'll minus that food. So, I'm going to shove it, I think, there. And we'll start building the borough. 12 turns to do that, so I'm going to move, hang on, click on this, and move them people to there. And now that goes down to 7 turns. Fantastic. They're already planned to move. These should be planned to move. You can see it's in white there. That means they can get there this turn. Now I don't have to keep clicking on them and moving them. I can automatically move it. Just dismiss that for a moment by that button there. I click that, they will automatically move, as you can see. Right, and we've counted loads of things. I've just been minimizing it. Right, first things first, we've got some one of our heroes, our own hero, has leveled up to level 2. So we're going to click on them, and we can give them different research. And I'm going to give them that there. That's Renaissance Thinker. Excellent. So plus 8 science on city. Good. I didn't mean research, I meant upgrades. Right, there's that done. These guys are going to be wandering around there. You see there's like a little river flowing around there. That's pretty good. And over here, again, we're encountering more people. I want to come back over and just encounter this. Oh, yeah, research. We haven't done research. So what should we research? I think we will research probably seed storage. It increases our food. Or we could go for sewer system, which gives us plus 20 approval on the city. What is our city's approval? It'll be quite good, I'm guessing. That's content. It's content. You know what? I think we do have enough food for the time being. Let's get sewer systems, because there's one thing I don't want is my city stinking of shit. So let us just get on with that. So let's bring these guys further up and again scout out. Now some people say that you're probably best... Oh, look at that! No! Life Tree! They're amazing things. Look at that. Plus 10 approval from Life Tree, and also plus 6 Food from the life tree, and then we've got the chromatic lands. That would have been a better place to put the city, I think. However, that would mean it would be right on the border, so not much room for expansion. I can accept that. I think it's fine. Don't know. Like I said, there's no. I guess there is a right and wrong way of doing things, and I, for whatever reason, always seem to pick the wrong way of doing things, and people crucify me in the comments. But you know, I think it's par for the course with being on YouTube. Right, we're going to keep moving around. Oh, good grief. That's actually a fairly large drop there, as you can see. I think we need to just move these guys up there. And we'll get a bit of height on them. There we go. Are we going to spot over there? No, we cannot. So we're going to have to go down. Actually, we'll move down there and then search that first. Is that another Silix village? No, it is not. Don't know what they are. Oh, they're the Wolfen people, I think. They're a bit interesting, them ones. Right, we will. Do I want to buy up my borough streets? I don't think so. I want to move someone into there to start breeding a bit more. And I think we finished some research. There we go. I'll go with my research queue and probably start researching maybe my my zealot, which is my ranged unit, and they're fantastic units. Amazing. I think we will shove down. We'll start researching. Do we have any strategic resources? These are strategic resources. These ones here. That is glass, steel, and that is titanium. They're used for better weapons and better armor. In general, I think you can use it for other things, and obviously you can sell it once you have access to the market and such. But generally, weapons and armor is what it's used for. But I don't really need it at the moment, so I'm not going to bother with that. There's also luxury resources, which there's some diamonds over there, as you can see, and then you can use them, oh, sorry, emeralds, and you can use the luxury resources to boost your empire. If I look here, I actually have a luxury resource, which is the wine I found earlier, which gives plus 30 approval, happiness, look, see the little thumbs up, on city. I'm going to actually activate that, which means everybody's now pissed, and we're fervent. Oh, fervent, should I say. We're fervent now. Everyone's happy. Everyone's like, yay, wine, woo! Just stumbling around, building borough streets, making wonky, you know, there's nothing level now. Everything's on the cock. Let's just search this area. Oh, crap. That's what I didn't want to do. When you search things, there's a chance that you'll find an army, and it'll pop an army out. So this is good a time as any, I guess, to show the combat system. So, it gives you a little readout in the center, telling me what the odds are of winning. I'm just above, it reckons, winning this one. However, if I just went auto, and then obviously ready to fight, it would auto the fight, and then just tell me what happened. Now, that could be good or bad, depending on many, many factors, but I'm going to do it manually just to show you. So, there's my warlock there. There's their centaur there, which I don't think I'll be able to actually beat, but we'll see. I'm going to go for a defensive position as standard. Global strategy is good for if you've got a fairly big army. Sets the global strategy so you don't have to mess around with it. So we're going to go to manual. And I don't need spectator. So that's a battle, but with an AI deciding moves for you. I've never actually used that. So, ready to fight. So we press that, and then what happens is the world will zoom out like this, and then we'll get this sort of strategic view. So, what I want to do is pick a very good point to defend from. And the best place I can find is there, okay? Now, you get bonuses for being in trees, bit of a defensive bonus. You also get attack bonus and maybe even a defensive bonus. I'm not too sure for being higher up. Basically, if you're higher than the opponent, then it is better. So I'm going to stand there. Now, obviously, I put myself on a defensive position. I'm actually going to ready that. Now I get my options. They want to move down there. That's not going to happen. I want them to hold. Okay, so they're not going to move at all, and that'll be my action. So, battle resolution, they've got higher initiative, so you can see they move first, and they're going to move to there. I'm going to stand. I'm not going to do anything else, and then my next action will be to stand. They're going to move to me and then attack me, okay? So here they go. They're going to attack me. I've got a higher attack bonus, so they've hit me for 24 damage, and I whack them back with a critical 59. Fantastic. So my targeting now is to kick their ass. There we go. We'll launch the attack. Now, you only get one action, so if they attack me first, I won't get to attack them back. I've hit them for 39 damage. They hit me for 24. I should be able to win this, but we'll see. They might get a critical. So, again, they've got higher initiative, so they hit me. 0. They critically missed. It was a botch, basically, and I hit them for 39 damage back, and that was a perfect fight, I believe. Not bad at all. So, there we go. There's the readout. Guess what? I've defeated the centaur. I didn't think I'd be able to do that, but fantastic. You got some experience. Excellent, excellent. And victory is mine. I've now got 15 emeralds because that was one of the quests that I got from when I just, you know, had a quick look through that that little unspoilt rune. So, I got some emeralds, and you can see the emeralds here. If I click on that, it gives 100% dust on city trade routes. Wow. totally pointless at this stage because I ain't got any trade routes. So, let's keep searching a little bit over here. We're going to go all the way around like this. I'm looking for other people. I don't know if I'm going to find them or not. Oh, I haven't actually selected any research. I think we'll go for... seed storage. Let's get more food. More food is always good. So, let's keep searching away. You can go down here and then search them ruins. I just hope we don't find another roving army. Nope, 30 dust. That's all good. And then keep going over there. What's that? It's a nice bit of ground there. Oh, it's the black earth. It's like, yeah, it's really good for food. Right, we'll go down there. It's like, what's it called? It does tell me what it is. I'll have to have a quick look. Because there was something it mentions, it says when you actually read it. Move over there. Let's have a look at the black earth. Black earth, yeah, ancient loamy soil. In this region, rich for bacteria and nutrients. Great. Yeah, that's what it is. Right. There's the base there. And now I think we need to really go up. We know that region, however, is fairly safe because there's nobody going to be there. So I'm going to just literally send them guys over there. Just get you go over there and have a look. These guys can come around here. Keep searching away. And we've almost uncovered all of my region. It's just that little bit to go. Right, we've actually finished our borough. Look at that. There's another borough. Little district on the side there. And then it increases our city limits, which in turn increases our intake of Fidzi. Excellent. Right, let's research the mill foundry and... Oh, I keep saying research when I mean build. Let's build the mill foundry and then we'll also put the sewer system in the queue as well. Obviously, 5 turns to build that, 3 turns. 3 turns of that and then 5 turns of that. If I switch them around like that, it's the same thing. Well, I could move people in there, which will probably reduce it a little bit. Nope, none at all. So I'm going to move people out to there to get another population. Yeah, in 3 turns. Right, I think we'll leave it there. Not a bad first episode. I hope it's made some sense, and I hope you know what's going on. I mean, you're probably... For whatever reason, I always assume that people don't know a lot about what I'm playing, but I think that's because I play some really strange games sometimes. But no, people seem to be experts at pretty much everything when it comes to this sort of thing, more than me. So yeah, maybe you know everything what I'm saying, and it's all been a load of cobblers. Who knows? Who knows? I've tried my best, and I think that's all we can really hope for. Anyway, comments in the comments. As always, next episode we will expand, hopefully find some people, or maybe hopefully not. I mean, we are on an island after all, although I don't know. I'm assuming, actually, I'm going to bring these guys down because I want to see what this connects to. I'm guessing nothing. If that doesn't connect to anything, then that's all good. And then obviously we can, yeah, we can be, well... We can hope that there's nobody else around here. I have a feeling there's going to be another faction around there, and that'll be interesting to see what happens there. Anyway, as I said, comments in the comments. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.